Hello there, welcome to The Window. My name is Amy and this is Top 5 Wednesday. Today's Top 5 Wednesday theme is books that take place in your country or your area where you live. Unfortunately, not a lot of books that I've read have actually taken place in Australia, so we'll see how I go. At number 5 is the Alone Trilogy by James Phelan. The reason this isn't up higher is because it's actually set in New York, but the main character is Australian and some stuff goes down in New York and he's stuck there. It's technically not taking place in Australia, but it is by an Australian author with an Australian character representing Australia at the time that the thing happens, so I'm gonna count it. Coming in at number 4 is The Orchard by Drusilla Modjeska. This is a book I read for Extension English last year and it's really interesting. I hated it at the time, but the more I think of it, it was really clever. It's not all set in Australia, but the main character is mostly writing this in Australia, writing about living in Australia, and yeah, I enjoyed it from an analytical perspective. It's not probably something I would read for pleasure. Coming in at number 3 is Stolen, A Letter to My Captor by Lucy Christopher. This really highlights the Australian landscape, which I loved. Unfortunately, it's about a girl who's kidnapped and forcibly taken there, but it was really enjoyable and it was a really good book and it really highlighted the beauty of the Australian landscape, which I love. Coming in at number 2 is The Ellie Chronicles by John Marsden. This is the sequel series to another series, which you will see very shortly. I can't really tell you what it's about unless you've read the original series, but I love this author and I love the characters in these books. And finally, coming in at number 1 is the Tommorrow series by John Marsden. I loved these books. I read them when I was in year 8, so I was about 14. And I circulated these through my entire friendship group. So I was running like a little library for a while. I was just loving these books so much. I just had to share them with my friends. These books really highlight the Australian spirit, what it's like to be an Australian teenager, the Australian landscape. It's just wonderful. And I know a lot of people who've read them as adults and have loved them just as much. Pretty much, it's a book series about Australia getting invaded and these kids are on a camping trip and they come back and realise that their country is invaded and their parents are being held captive and they decide to do some guerrilla warfare and live in the bush. So yeah, I love this book series and I love the characters, and you laugh and you cry and it breaks your heart and it's perfect. Honourable mention goes to The Phoenix Files by Christopher Morphew. I loved those books. Unfortunately, they didn't make my top 5, but I still want people to know about them and to go out and read them if you can get your hands on them. So that was my top 5 books that take place in Australia, plus that honourable mention. I hope that you have a good week and read some Australian books. See you later. Bye.